Thanks so much for that. Now, at the same time, the University of Nairobi, where Professor George Magoha served as the Vice Chancellor for 10 years, has joined other academic institutions in the country in mourning the late Don. Now, the late Magoha, praised as a committed public servant with a strong personality and who managed to effect change at the University of Nairobi at a time when student unrest was common. And as our very own Emily Chebet reports, those close to him described the departed Don as a kind man.
You're highly welcome, sir.
Before Professor George Magoha's tenure at the Kenya National Examinations Council, he had effectively led the University of Nairobi as Vice Chancellor from 2005 to 2015. The current University of Nairobi Vice Chancellor, Professor Stephen Kiama, saying the institution has a lot to remember him with.
The university community recognizes him as one who followed his heart. Yeah. When you explained something to George Magoha and he got it, he would fight even more than you do yourself, who came up with the idea.
The most outstanding memory for Magoha here is 1,000 days suspension for any student found guilty of participating in riots. At the time when Magoha joined the university, strikes had been rampant, and according to him, what most thought was a punitive measure was necessary.
There are so many students who have been expelled from the University of Nairobi for political reasons. Others had been taken to detention. That's where we had come from, the Kanu era. So that government comes, and the wave was for democracy and rights. So the first thing that was said is that those students come back to the university. There was no clear process. And when they come, they have not come because you have listened to them or you have heard them. They have come still believing that they were denied their rights, okay?
Dr. Eli Nyaima, senior lecturer at the University of Nairobi, recalls the version of Magoha that was a tutor who later became a friend and colleague.
How we came to be friends is that I was a kind of a representative for a small group. So I had this task of having to look for him many times to come and teach us. A few times, he'll call me a few names, but he'll appear. And he taught us and he held our hands.
Other academicians have mourned him as an astute scholar who brought change to several universities and schools during his tenure.
He was our mentor. He advised us on how to create structures in the university, particularly on how to start new schools and how to start new curriculums. He came to the university severally to guide us on how to start the School of Medicine.
He was instrumental of conceptualizing the tower where we are sitting now.
Despite his public no-nonsense face, his colleagues say Professor Magoha was a man of reason.
If you are one-to-one, you're just walking there. It's just very simple talk. You can understand each other. He can listen to you. You can listen. And very calm and laughing and all this kind of thing. You take him now to a group and he is the one talking to them. He's completely a different person.
I will tell you that Magoha is a very nice person, very kind-hearted. That you see was a face that for me I think was deliberately put on. And that face made him a success in those many places that he went to. In our circles, we've had our jokes, we've laughed, but sometimes we've gone out. He used to take a bit of wine once in a while.
Exactly. Yeah.
According to Professor Kiama, disagreements with Professor Magoha were never personal, and the deceased Don always reached out to sort out outstanding issues. He says Professor Magoha was not one to hold a grudge. Emily Chebet, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
All right, Emily, thanks so much for